I eat because I like it. I have some belief in it,
right?
But I'm not going to say that the reason why I eat it because of the 8 studies or 5 studies. This is hokey. That's not hokey.
Exactly.
I don't think it's meant as an instructional video to people why they should or shouldn't eat meat.
I think
I eat meat based on what my
your personal choice.
Personal choice, which I don't think is a bad choice.
And I think what Mike's maybe trying to do, and correct me if I'm wrong, we're just having an exchange amongst ourselves. And we're just talking about, hey, isn't this meat great? You know, isn't it nice that meat that tastes so good is also good for us? Like, we could go off on a little game like that.
Exactly.
But not get into some deep stuff.
Not meant to be an authoritative statement on 2020.
What I'm quite comfortable saying is the fact that there is no scientific studies to show that eating meat or saturated fat actually is damaging your heart. It's a hypothesis that's never been properly tested or proven. In fact, it's been disproven many times, and it's a myth, a medical myth that seems to persist despite that. So that I can say, and that's a fact.
That's perfect.
Okay,
but that's a good statement.
The reality, if you look at it originated back in the mid-50s because they had seen such a spike in the incidence of heart disease in around the 1950s. And when you look back through the whole century, the meat consumption has remained completely level as the heart attack risk or heart attack statistics have gone way up and then gone way down again. It really hasn't paralleled the meat. So I think we can safely say that eating meat does not cause heart attacks or stroke or any other serious
contrary to what was
contrary to what many people continue to believe.
So that's perfect.
It's a myth.
It's on the plate.
We get here,
huge iron,
and we're going to have this meal, right? We're actually going to eat the meal, right? That'll be like our supper for the day.
But you're not going to rush through it because there may be times we'll have to cut and pick up another angle. So we'll take our time. So,
but we will be eating a meal.
And pieces.
And it'll be you're preparing the meal.
And you're reheating it here. That's what you're doing. You're not preparing it.
Meat and potatoes and gravy and. We're supposed to portray the fact that we're having like a dinner party.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Not that we're making a movie.
No. Yeah, exactly.
We're having a dinner party, and it just so happens you happen to be filming it.
Yeah, you're not even aware of me. You're not
even aware.
Yeah, so we could say, oh, this is great, but also, and that was a great way to prepare this.
And I would naturally talk about the butcher, like if it was tasty. I would say, I've been going to this butcher for like 30 years. He's been down at the Kitchener Market, and his dad used to wait on me. And then I got talking to Richard, and he gets these Limousin beef that he feels are the best quality. They're grass-fed. They're not fed grain. Things like that. Like what I know about where I buy my meat and
the whole visual.
why I buy it there.
Are you saying good things?
You just don't want to be like you're lecturing.
Yeah, we're hoping to enrich the general public's knowledge by sharing the knowledge that you have.
We've evolved to eat meat. We have all the processes in our body to digest it and to utilize it, and we need it. So it's being a vegan or a vegetarian is really much less natural than it is to be an omnivore, being eating everything, because that's really what we've been doing for the last several million years, which it took us to get to this point. Meat has been given a really bad rap for the last 30 years, and we're trying to dispel that wrong thinking, and then that there's the many myths that have arisen around eating meat, in regards to myths and heart disease and cancer, etc., etc., that eating meat can be very, very much a very, very wholesome part of a balanced, healthy diet. And that's really the message that we're trying to get across with this.
Without appearing to be fanatical or extremists.
That's
right. Without being a fanatical extremist. Like, you don't have to avoid carbs at all costs, but you certainly can enjoy beautiful meat, and you don't need to avoid fat, like it's, which is in fact, fat is what adds to the texture and the flavor and the deliciousness of meat.
So at the end of the day, when this film is edited and put together, it could turn out to be a slight educational value, more so than a shocking value.
It will be that's what I'm thinking. It'll be more educational, because I spend my whole life, and so does Steve, we spend our lives trying to sell health. We're coaches. We're life coaches. We're coaching people and trying to give them good information on how they can live their lives better.
So the title still applies correctly, meat for people. Because
for people, absolutely. So it's very good for people. I think
we may take a different twist to this.
No question about that.
And present it in that light, so that you are for committed human beings who are well knowledgeable and educated in the field to make a decision.
And to dispel the argument that eating meat is bad, and that perspective or that view is just as bad as to say that now I got to be a vegan. You know,
Well, it's the other extreme of the pendulum.
extreme.
Yeah, it's the other side.
Exactly, and there's nothing wrong with eating meat.
So are we okay with taking that approach then? Because I'm okay with that. I think I'm liking that even
that's
better.
good.
I think that's the only logical
Yeah.
approach to take. That's because that's really what the message is.
And we're not extremists to meat
People
the
like
same way
meat.
as vegans
You don't have to
are
sell them on eating meat. They do
extremists.
like it. It's a very popular thing. You want to be able to get rid of their guilt that they're doing something bad for their health.
Or their doubt, not knowing which
Their
side
doubt.
is
Yeah,
the right
exactly.
side.
Well, and the thing is that the fact that it's protein, right? So it keeps you full longer, and then you feel better. You have more energy.
There's lots of vitamins and minerals and nourishing substances in meat that we don't have in an awful lot of the carbohydrates that we're taking. The carbohydrates are pretty much empty calories. All the sugar and the flour things, we have to be adding minerals and vitamins to them in order to give them any kind of nutritional content whatsoever. Well, nobody ever thinks about adding that to meat because it's already there. It's full of magnesium and iron and calcium
elements.
and other
Sodium.
vitamins that
Iron.
people need.
Never mind, it
Or
tastes
not
good.
And it tastes good.
It tastes good. I like meat because
yeah.
it tastes good. It makes me feel good.
I think we have the makings of a really good project here, everybody. I really want to tell you that I appreciate that you want to be a part of this, and I'm changing my format slightly as we discuss this to tailor it closer to your arguments and your views. And I'm enjoying this so far. So let's plug away, and on Sunday let's create something that we can all be proud of.
I think, Mike, you've caught on to a real meaty topic, if you ask me.
Something you can sink your teeth into.
Exactly.
I think Steve should be a comedian instead of a
He
doctor.
is. Never mind, should be.
I'm the straight man. Here's the fun.